Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're going to be adding our interaction system for the RPG. And so you'll be able to go up to items, press E to interact, and they'll destroy or you'll pick them up. And yeah, should be a fairly quick and easy one. So let's hop into it. Alright, so once we're in the project, we're going to go to third person, blueprints, and in here we're going to make a new folder called interfaces. We're going to open this guy up. We're going to right click. We're going to go into blueprints. We're going to go down to interface. We're going to name this BPI underscore interact. And we're going to open this guy up. And yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know what an interface is, this is basically just a it's just a way to have a collection of functions, and it's a way to pass to use these to pass information back and forth between you know, different items or different blueprints and such. It's one of the more clean ways to pass information. So a lot of people use these to replace casting in a lot of situations. So like casting is more expensive because it loads things into memory when it doesn't need to be loaded into memory. So you could use these a lot in those kinds of scenarios. But yeah, so we're gonna rename the function we already have here. We're going to rename this to interact, like that. Then we're just going to compile and save. Then we're going to go back to our blueprints, and we're going to go into our items, and we're going to go to our base item, and we're going to go up here to the class setting. And with an interface, you have to implement it. So if you come over here, you'll see this implemented interfaces. We're going to look for our interact interface that we just made, BPI interact, and we'll compile and save. And you'll see over here we now have this interfaces drop down. So we have this guy. And yeah, so that's all we're going to do here for now. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add an input. So so the button that we'll use for, you know, interacting. So we're going to go into input. We're going to go into actions. I'm going to duplicate this jump. I'm going to call this IA underscore interact. Then we're going to go back to our input here, IMC default. And on our mappings here, we're going to add one. And I'm going to add the IA interact. And if you hit this drop down, I'm just going to take this little keyboard right here and I'm going to press E. And that'll set E as our interact button. And yeah, we can save and close that guy. Now we're going to go back to our blueprints folder. Go to our third person character here. And we're going to add a sphere collision around our character here. So we're going to go up here. We're going to add a sphere. Sphere collision right here, and I'm going to rename this to be called interact radius, and I'm going to set the sphere radius to be something like 120. Yeah, 120 is pretty good. You can choose whatever you want, but basically the way we're going to use this is any of our items that overlaps this sphere are going to be the items that we can interact with. So now if we go into the event graph and we right click on our interact radius right here, we're going to go down to add event. We're going to add an on component begin overlap. We're going to right click on that again. We're going to add an event on component end overlap right here. So I'm just going to pull these down. And first thing we're going to do here, I'm going to pull these down a little further. I'm going to pull off of the other actor. I'm going to see does implement interface. And we're going to look for our interact, BPI interact. Then we're going to press B on our keyboard and click to get a branch. So if what we're overlapping with does implement this interface, what we want to do is we want to right click. We're going to add unique. Add unique. We're going to plug our other actor into here. We'll plug this guy in. And then we're going to pull off of this pin right here. We're going to promote this to a variable. We're going to call this Interactables In Range. So that's all we need to do right there. So pretty much what we're doing is whenever an item overlaps with our radius here, we're going to add that to an array. And depending on what is in this array, we can choose to interact with it or not. I'll explain it more once we actually get to our input. But pretty much all we're doing right here is we're adding these items to an array, but when those items leave our overlap, we want to remove those. So we're gonna copy this implement in this branch right here. So other actor, plug into that, and then plug this guy up. So if the item implements this interface and it's no longer in our radius, we're gonna duplicate this variable here. We're gonna remove it. So just remove item. So it's no longer in that array. And we need to plug in our other actor here. Plug that guy in. So yeah, now whenever it leaves, we just remove it from that array. And now we're gonna actually do our interact input here. So we're gonna right click and we're gonna look for interact. We're gonna look for our input that we made. So IA interact right here. I'm gonna pull this guy down. And I'm gonna grab in our interactables in range. And I'm gonna get the length of it. And we're gonna pull off of this guy and we're gonna see, we're just gonna check that the length is greater than 0, meaning that there actually is something in the array. Because arrays go from, the index starts at 0. So you can see right here, array element 0. And if I add one, you can see this is index 0. So we're just checking to make sure that it is greater than 0. So we're going to add a branch here. And we'll plug this guy into the started right there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our interactables in range. And we're going to get a copy at index 0. And we're going to pull off of this, and we're going to interact. And we're going to grab this interact message. So you can see right here the BPI interact message. And basically all we're doing here is we're sending a message that anything that implements this interface. So if we go back to our item here, or our items, and if you tick right here, this interact, and double click this guy, you'll see it adds this. So whenever this fires off, this sends a message for this to fire. So that's pretty much how that works. So we'll just plug this guy in to the true right here. And yeah, so we'll just comment this. This is going to be our interact. Then we're going to comment this right here. This is going to be our interactables. Now I'll just pull this up. And now over here, back in our base item, we can actually choose what to do with these items once they're interacted with. So all we're going to do for now is we're just going to destroy actor. So now if we come back in and we press play and we go over here and we press E, you'll see all the items start going away. So the only other thing we're going to do is I'm going to add some sounds to it, to the interaction, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. So I'm just going to go to Fab and add a pack that I have. And the pack that I'm going to add is this apocalyptic UI sound effects. I'm going to add the project, and I'll choose 5.4. Add the project. And cool. Once this pack is added, I'm gonna go down in my third-person folder. I'm gonna make a new folder in here for sounds. So something I like to do is separate any sounds that I'm using from packs, so they're easy to find and organize and do things with later. So I'm just gonna look for. There's a bag sound in this pack that I like. This guy right here. And I'm just gonna move this guy over to my sounds folder. And I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to create a queue. Then I'm going to open this guy. And I'm just going to add a modulator in here. So modulator. Plug this guy in. And what a modulator does is it just randomizes the pitch and volume in the range that you set here. So that's all that does. So something else I'm going to do though is I'm going to override attenuation. And what attenuation does is it adds the sound into 3D space, pretty much. So, like, say if I want the sound to play here, You know, depending on how close or far away from you, it'll affect the volume and stuff of it. So you can also use this to kind of like do cool things with, what's it called down here? You can add like reverb effects and yeah, all kinds of weird cool stuff. Concurrency stuff is useful with these. So yeah, we'll just save that, close it, and in our item here, I'm just gonna play sound at location right here, and we'll plug this guy in, and I'm gonna go grab this sound right here, hit the back arrow here to choose that sound. And we need to choose a location, so we need our player's location. So what we're going to do for that is I'm just going to come up here to begin play and cast to the player. So cast to BP third person character, and I'm going to get player character, and I'm going to promote this guy to a variable. I'm going to call this player ref. And if you remember earlier, I said that casting was kind of like a bad thing. Like, a lot of people see this as a bad no-no, but a lot of people don't understand is, like, the thing with casting is all it is doing is it is loading that into that, whatever you're casting to, it loads that into memory. So when you're doing something like casting to your, you know, your player character is most of the time already going to be loaded into memory. So a situation like this is not really a big deal because it's already loaded into memory. It's almost always going to be loaded into memory, so not really something you got to worry about too much. So I'm going to pull in our player ref. I'm just going to get actor location. Get actor location, and then plug this guy in. Oh, also on our sound here, I did forget to tweak some things with our sound, so I'm gonna go back into the sound, and on our attenuation here, so the inner radius and fall off distance, I'm gonna change this. So I'm gonna make the inner radius to be 150 and the fall off distance to be something like 800, like that. And now if we go back, press play, we come over here and interact with our items, it plays. And yeah, so yeah, that's all we're really going to do for this one. Like I said, a nice, quick, and easy one. So, and the next one, we may go ahead and start with some of our functionality for, like, stacking items and, yeah, just doing all of the more complicated inventory stuff. So, we'll call it here for this one. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know those down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.